With theaters closed due to the coronavirus, studios are pouring recent films onto streaming services. For those quarantined at home, that's great news, particularly since you can play armchair critic. Now, if you really want to push it, compare the recent edition of Emma to previous ones. You'll note the new one, starring Anya Taylor-Joy as the meddling title character, is a lot like something you'd see on PBS. It doesn't have the fresh take of Greta Gerwig's Little Women, but it does give a timeless story a chance to find a new audience. Now, in this edition, set in the 19th century, Emma does her best to play Tinder with her friends, matching them without thought of consequence. Taylor-Joy handles the job with great abandon and has a better relationship with Mr. Knightley than most Emmas. Since he's closer in age to her, there's a different vibe. Since he's played by Johnny Flynn, there's plenty of fun. Directed by Autumn DeWilde, this Emma isn't as good as Gwyneth Paltrow's or the contemporary version Clueless, but it does give new life to an old classic. The same can't be said for Bloodshot, another Vin Diesel outing that finds him as a robo-soldier who has mad skills after he's killed and brought back to life in a high-tech lab run by Guy Pearce. Once revived with new strength, he vows to find the people who tortured and executed his wife. Based on a comic book, Bloodshot doesn't bother much with exposition. Instead, it gets straight to the action and lets Diesel do what he does best, remain silent. Bloodshot lets director David S.F. Wilson play with the latest toys and gives Pearce a chance to step out of his wheelhouse. But this isn't the film that will give anyone a new career. It's just another vehicle for Vin Diesel, one that's not as souped up as Fast and Furious. Since the last installment of that franchise won't be out until next year, this is as good as it gets. Take it or leave it, well, sometimes we're better off dipping back into the past rather than settling for what we've got in the present. With your streaming movies in a minute, I'm Bruce Miller.